is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hope you guys did something fun because we are back. We are back. We got some news kind of picking up. Last week was a little bit slower, but we got solar eclipse Monday, so we'll see how that plays into everything. Otherwise, we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Bill, Brian. We got Cindy, Corey. Good morning to Julie, Jeff, JT, Lenandro. Good morning. We got Lauren, Lucian, Matthews in the house, Miguel, Micus. Good morning to all you guys. All my peeps out in YouTube land. We got Richard, Jet, Honey, Roy. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this one. Q Siggery. Q Siggery. I'll go with that one. But good morning to you. We got No Till. We got David House. Good morning to all the lurkers in the background. That's okay. Just hit that like and subscribe button. And we're hanging in on the SPY. I mean, we didn't drop yet. Pre-market's been a decent little uptrends for the most of the morning. I know futures came out positive, then we pulled back kind of decent. And we're just in this range, I think. So we got this 520.33. That's my first spot, seeing if we could break through. We did hit that once on Friday already, so that might be a little bit weaker, might give us the ability to break through. The next immediate target after that one is not too far away, so 521.23. And then maybe we see this 522.70 again. It's possible. But again, we got to get through a couple of those resistance that have been built in here, so a little bit shaky. Still inside day from Friday. So if we pull back a little bit, even to the bearish side right now at open, technically it's going to be a little bit better risk reward unless you got the feeling that we could break through this thing. But otherwise, putting a stop somewhere around 520.90 if you wanted to. Looking for a short pullback into like 518.42. That's where our support is going to come in. The one a little bit lower than that, 517.97 if we start to break down. So we'll see. What's up, Rock? Rock, I think were you here last week at all, Rock? I don't know. I don't know. If so, you were very quiet last week, Rock. I'm not sure. Yeah, Rock says no. I knew there was something off about last week. So now I know. Now I know. But we got SPY, so a little bit of, again, support. But we do have, I believe we have the same two guys, Goolsby and Kashkari, talking again today. So they were, especially Kashkari, big reason for this dip. So let's see if he says anything else. The one thing is he's said it already. So now if he comes out, he kind of repeats it. But he's been saying the same thing for a long time too, though. So a little bit shocked that we had this play into it. Obviously, we had some external geopolitical stuff during this big sell-off as well. So hopefully we don't get all these stars to align. Since it's solar eclipse day, we can use all the star references we want. But yeah, hopefully we don't get hit with some same news. But they are speaking today. Other big news is CPI coming out Wednesday. So that's really what I think the market's going to be sitting there waiting for, just to see if that comes in hot or comes in a little bit more dovish. We'll see. But otherwise, SPY just really hanging out somewhere toward the highs of the day, or the highs of pretty much Friday at this point. Q's very similar story. So we got a level of resistance, 443.15. We already did hit that once on Friday. A little bit more likely to break now. That's a good one. That is a solid level, though. And then if we do break the next little target up higher, about 444.50, looking for some support somewhere around 440.79. Inside day candle. See if we can bounce back and forth here for a little bit until we make our break. Still below the 20 EMA on a daily, so the close wasn't great. The open looks a lot better today. So they're trying. Bulls are trying. Let's go to TLT, and then yeah, I know we got to pull up the crypto space. I know we have to. TLT bond buyers not believing it yet. So another little gap down. Just continuously gets wrecked as the SPY tries to hang in here. So I don't know if you want to look to the bond people. They're not believing this rally quite yet. So TLT is still kind of coming down a little bit. That's a rough gap. Looking for support. Next little support is $90.85. I think we almost hit that over here. and then probably running back down to about $90.43. So it's got a little bit of room. It is a retest gap. We're at the lows of, I think that's Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday. Well, maybe we get a little bounce there first, but not a terrific open for TLT. And then let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving. Took a little while, pretty much all weekend. Really just started to move last night, I think. Last night it just kind of continued to rally. I think we got almost close, not quite to all-time highs yet. Looks like this all-time high was 73,794. The high so far in this candle is 72,756. So off by a little bit. We did come in. We have already retested the last value area. So if we're going to get rejected somewhere, that's going to be the spot. Otherwise, we are taking out this candle. That's got a lot of good volume on it. We've already kind of taken this out. This could now just be sitting there with the retest, higher lows. On a technical basis, it looks good. Looks like a little bit of a breakout candle. And let's just see if we get through that little bit of resistance. Otherwise, that is a pretty nice looking Bitcoin candle. I think it's up like five. It's up like $5,000 or something. From the lows of the weekend. So we'll see on that one. ETH USD. Let's see if that one's moving too. So very similar. Double bottom. Had that little break. Didn't quite break out yet. It's holding that last little resistance, 36.50. And we'll see if we go a little bit higher, but 36.93 is the next resistance. After that one, Ethereum actually could be a decent trade at 38.91. So that still has a little bit more room. It's kind of lagging Bitcoin a little bit, but same decent move. Good attempt. Yeah, if you guys got tickers, you can throw those into the chat. We got a couple in YouTube already. Happy Eclipse Monday. I still gotta buy those goggle things. I gotta buy those glasses. Maybe I'll do this after that. Maybe I'll do that after this. I gotta see the the little eclipse happening. I don't know. But then I heard there's like other theories, like I don't know, it's part of the bigger plan, and I don't know. There's a whole thing. There's a whole thing. Let's see. We got. Could you please review Ulta? How low it would fall? GE when it stops falling. BRZ and oust. Yeah, we can take a look at some of those. We'll start with Ulta. So if the question is how low would it fall? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it can do anything at once. So I don't have the answer to that one. But what I could tell you is I have really good volume zone. So I think somewhere around 418.81 could be support. That is a rough gap. Right. So a little bit of a rough gap. I wouldn't play it yet. Right. So anytime this is where like, and if you're looking for like a long-term value, you got to run through like some fundamentals and just get an idea of where it makes sense to invest. And when I say long-term, you're holding it for 10 years. But this is a horrendous gap down, right? Big gap down, clearing all those pivots. This is a tough candle to break through. We're going to have all those moving averages above us. So until we really start to take this candle out, it wouldn't really be that bullish to me, right? Fundamentals is different. Fundamentals, I don't know. I haven't run it on it, but if I'm like, hey, you know what, this company in 10 years from now, I think the price should be somewhere close to $800, $900. Then it doesn't really matter if you're buying it here, your dollar cost averaging lower, so it's a little bit different. But right now, this is a technically a Harame. We just have not, which is a reversal signal. We haven't really broke through this candle or got close to it yet. We have a little bit of a gap up today. We are above Thursday's volume zone. So could we make a trade? Yeah, probably. We could probably get this to 469.65 would be our first target. If you're trying to even take a stab at a trade on this one, you should have at least some kind of good stop. 437.76. Know what your risk unit is. Know how much you could lose. But could we get a potential bounce? We got the little bit of reversal signal in here for that to be confirmed. We do have to break through this we'll just call it 475, but we got to get back above there and then start working our way through some moving averages, looking for that gap fill. So lots and lots of trap bears on this one. We still have this open gap all the way down here too, which we have not got to. That's 421, 424.21, and then coming back here. So if it's a trade, you don't like it long term, you're not planning on holding it. It's tough to try to catch the falling knife on trades. But if you are prepared to, and you're saying, hey, I got the risk in place, great. I think it does depend on what the rest of the market wants to do as well. So obviously, Goolsby speaking, Kashkari, maybe they come out, they're all hawkish again. The entire market comes down. Something like this is going to be a little tougher to get that rally. Corey says, Coin says I'm there already. Well, I was there already, and then I didn't see your comment. So we'll go back. We'll go back. We'll go back. Let's see. Let's take off some of this. But yeah, really good gap on Coinbase. You were too slow. Maybe I was just too quick. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. This is going to depend on if we could break through that little resistance on Bitcoin. It's a really, really good gap. Really good gap. The only a few problems with this one though is so it's obviously gap and go. We're gonna trap some bulls. Not a lot of volume on Friday on it. So pretty tame volume for the last 4 days. I think the rest of the market kind of saw the same little tame volume. Bitcoin was chopping sideways for the most part for a few days now, so makes sense. But I'm looking at the resistance on this thing at 257.26. And we're very close to that. We're still technically inside day. I think bulls do have a little bit more advantage. I do like the fact that we're above 252.22. So if we think Bitcoin could break through, maybe maybe we could break through this 257.65 and then next target that would take us up to probably about 265. So that would be a good decent amount of range, but we do have this one little zone in here first that we got to try to clear through. Otherwise, the fact that this closed below the 20, nice little, got a lot of that bear volume in there, is kind of creating this inverted hammer. I like this gap a lot, so we're gonna throw this one up there. We'll see what we can do on this, just in case. Uh, we do have that head and shoulders on Coinbase too, but obviously there's no confirmation. So we have probably somewhere the neckline looking something like this. It's a rough neckline, but something to that extent. Maybe even this one. Probably that's a little bit more closer to it. But there's a neckline. So until we actually start to breach the neckline and we come back for some kind of retest, we haven't done it yet. So I again, risk to reward would tell you, yeah, we have some room to the higher side, or at least you could make more money to the higher side, and lose less. You should have a good stop. So probably stop somewhere down here, I would assume. But rest of the world looks good. Bitcoin does look good. Crypto's on fire today, so uh, I wouldn't put it past Coinbase to do something. Maybe we wait for a little tiny pullback first, kind of see how this 252.22 holds. If it doesn't, then we're trying to buy it closer to more of a full retest, probably like 246.01. That gets us a lot better risk reward on the trade. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll be a little patient with it just because that one little resistance up there. We'll see. Uh, GE. Yeah, GE. I don't know how to play it. My guess or assumption would be it's a little overextended. I mean, GE doesn't move like this. So I can't go long here unless we had some kind of a major pullback. GE or coin? Yeah, no, GE is moving like it's Nvidia. GE might be the winner in the chip space now. I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel like I missed this one, and I'm only basing that on that opinion that it's up like 3 million%. So I can't get in. But if you're in again, still looks good. Still looks like we got momentum. If you're day trading it, And again, GE has been, and I haven't even tried to day trade this thing. And maybe that's a fault of mine, but I'm just so used to GE doing nothing all back here. The ranges are very small. You do have good momentum in it. You got a lot going for you. I can't invest in the long term up here. I feel like I'm overpaying, but it's on a great move. Let's look at that monthly chart. Uh Maybe this is your one, your two, your three. Even on that monthly chart where we sit right now, we're into a big major resistance on this thing, right at the top of that neckline. Great long-term double bottom. I mean, but when I say long-term double bottom, that's from 2009 was the first little pivot on this thing. So it's been down for a while. It's been down for a while. It looks to me like we've did almost a 4 decade type consolidation. I don't know. It's wild, but there you go. So maybe the pullback has to kind of come back, retest this a little bit, and then if you want to try it longer term. But if you're in it, congrats. I mean, that's a good looking chart. There's definitely a lot of bag holders. I want to say bag holders, but um, because I don't think GE was really a bag holding stock. But there's a lot of people who just had dead money, just in retirement accounts, 401k accounts, all of that stuff that finally getting paid on it, which is nice. And that was a long time to accumulate too. So there's some happy people out there with GE. At least now, finally. HUM. I feel bad for that one person out there because I know there's at least one. He finally retires. He switches his 401k over. He's like, GE's been doing nothing. And this is like probably 18 months ago. I'm just gonna get out. I'm gonna I'm gonna chase something else. And he's just sitting there watching GE just pop like crazy. He's like, no. All right, we got Humera. Very same as Ulta, so big gap down. I think Lululemon is kind of in the same category too. Where maybe I should go through some valuations on HUM and some of the other ones just because they are cheaper. I did do the Lululemon one, so I kind of know where I'd like to buy it, and it's currently here at current prices. But and that's for me, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But yeah, same thing. So if we could get above this one candle, that would be my sign that we could get some bullish momentum on our side, some possible reversals. Obviously, we are off by a decent amount off long-term all-time highs. I got the 20 on a monthly chart starting to come in around 264, but it's down even with the market kind of pumping a little bit today. Still down 11 cents pre-market from today, and I think you still have that kind of just sour feeling where some bulls don't want to get in. Um, there's also just be cautious or just be aware. There is fundamentals that's supposed to be fundamentals, but my finger slipped on the mouse, so we have to deal with this. This is the reality we're living in now. But that's fundamentals, and then you got the actual price. We'll just call it Momo, right? You could have great valuation, like this is a deal and a half on something, and maybe Humana is, maybe it's not. I not run fundamentals on it. But if you don't have the Momo on it, if you don't have the momentum with it, you're sitting there like questioning, is my calculations correct? Do I look decent? Like, is this a good company? What am I missing? Right? But it's just very, very hard to flip a trend that's bearish. So all of this is still one big major amazing gap down. This is just 3 days consolidation, have not broke out even the opening price of this candle. And we'll see. They're gonna try. I mean, there's definitely some people going, hey, something's wrong here. Let's try to catch the dip. Let's catch that falling knife. So, but right now it's still inside that opening candle until it really breaks one way or the other. For trade purpose, I don't really want to touch it. Uh, just let it do its thing, and then that is going to act a little bit like a high wave candle. So we should have some sideways chop, which now we're on day 3, so we'll see. But um, yeah, how low can it go? The next real volume spot, like I said, is 259 on a monthly, which would, or not volume spot, but that would be the next moving average. In terms of volume, we've got some decent stacked volume coming in, $304, 305, maybe back to like 290-ish. Then the next one down from here. It's going to try to hold this 267 and puts us at 261. So right into that 20 would be kind of where I'm looking. Um, but definitely off the highs if you like this company. I don't know what the news is. I haven't really been following it. So, but I will put it on my list to take a look at after as well. Meta, META. Also, is like Mara and Riot moving today with Bitcoin? I haven't checked them out yet. All right. Yep, all the momentum in the world. I think this puts Zuckerberg as the richest person in the world. I think. Don't fact check me on that one because I made it up, but I'm pretty positive. Pretty positive. But yeah, great momentum. We're also coming. I mean, good candle, good volume, all red, bearish reversal, scare some bears, and we're above this one. That it's a retest gap. I don't know how much of a retest we get on it because the retest is from in here. Let's see if we get a high wave candle on this one. I hate buying things high and then just trying to sell it higher, but I think that's where we have to be today on this one. Great momentum. Still inside day from Friday by like a couple pennies, I think. We're at 531. The high on this one was five. No, no. We're breaking out. 530.70 was the high on Friday. So we're actually above that as well. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. When do people want to actually take profits though? I don't know. In this market, it's very tough. Mara and Riot both retest gaps. Let's take a look at that one. Instead of Mara, I looked at Meta. MRA. There we go. Yeah, decent gap though. Uh, decent gap. We are gonna have some moving averages in the way. It is a retest gap. Target to the high side on this one. Look for like $20.04. Yeah, maybe that squeeze could come in and help it out. You got Riot. You got big volume at $10.85. So we'll see on that one. I prefer Mara over Riot. Gonna try either of those. Santilla says Meta is one of the best companies, or she actually said Meta one of the beat company. Um, so if I was to translate that, I'm thinking you say best company, and yeah, depends on who you ask. You know, we got Nvidia. Can you see what it will do today? That's the $1 trillion question. But yeah, pre-market it was gapping up, still holding that level. It's a nice little gap on that. Looking for some kind of resistance, probably about 895. So you got $6, $7 to the high side. Technically, it's a retest gap though. And you do have one little resistance right in front of you, probably somewhere around 890.61. So we'll see if it pulls back. Still, again, inside this one big candle, which that candle is, yeah, pretty bearish. Pretty bearish engulfing candle. Horrible close. Nothing great about it. And then we have one day of rallying. So I think this 895.80 for right now is going to be a good little resistance on this one. Uh, since we're in the chip sector, TSM I think had some decent news. So I think I would probably rather trade TSM, uh, maybe instead of Nvidia. But I think they're getting some government funds to build some jobs here. But we got targets this one probably about 147.61, and then the next target about 150.17. So not bad. Not bad on that one. It is a retest gap. Maybe we could see if we get a little pullback into 144.61. That would give us a little bit better risk reward, but yeah, otherwise just kind of hanging out. But they at least have some positive catalyst, positive news. The one that I don't think has been really working out too well is AMD. This one's actually doing something a little bit different than the rest of the market. So this one is a gap and go to the bear side while all the other chips and a lot of the other individual stocks are rallying. So if you have to find something out there to short, I would look for this one. Still inside day. I'd say if you're gonna try to short it, probably the closer you get to about this 170.17. Say this one wants to get a little bit of rally through it. And then safe stops would be 173. So about $3 of risk. You almost have a little bit of double bottom zone right down here on this one. So 165.56, somewhere to that extent. And we'll see what this one wants to do, if anything, today. But that is looking a little bit different still than the rest of the market. I think Amazon too, Amazon AMZN. I think they had another upgrade. I forget what the price target was. But I think they got upgraded from, yeah, I think it was a $200 price target to 215, I think. So a little bit of positive news on that one as well. And again, probably look for that little retest. Maybe don't buy it right away, but it's got a good catalyst. The other thing, I don't know if you guys saw this one. I saw the video online, but yeah, there was another Southwest plane with the well, I don't even know what those things are called, but the big engine things on the side with the fans. You could tell I've built an airplane before. The cooling fan things the birds get sucked into. Yeah, those things. Like the cover ripped off above it, the metal. Corey says the engine cover. Yeah, I think it was. No, isn't the engine like in the plane though? I don't know, but maybe not. Turbines. Yeah, we'll go with that one. That sounds like it spins. So yeah, whatever part of the engine that was, or the right underneath the wing. The biggest problem for Boeing is people with cell phones apparently, because it's really clear, great footage. Whoever sat in that seat, I mean, I'd still just prefer to watch it online than to experience it. But yeah, that down on a little bit of a gap down on just more bad news out of uh the airline space. So keep that in mind. Might be a decent short, a little bit of a retest gap now though. So see if this thing wants to bounce to 183.27. It sounds like it spins. I saw the meme that Dyson built a plane engine. I didn't see that meme, but yeah, no, it would make sense. It does make a little bit of sense. All right, we got like a couple seconds until the market opens. That means everybody out on YouTube land, I appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And we do this every single day. Don't look directly in the sun. I know you want to. I know you do, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because then you can't see your charts on Tuesday, I was told. Just be careful. But enjoy the solar